minute. Do you guys ever have this? Like, it always seems like things happen right at the last minute. Like, I have everything ready, and then all of a sudden, everything is kind of a mess. And that's what happened today. So, hello, I am Dory. I am just waiting a couple minutes here to go into the Crafty Bunch live. And we are on the crafter's choice today. So, it's up to the crafter what they want to do. And I've decided, what did I do with that now? I ran into the house at the, oh, I did. Ran into the house at the last minute. So I'll show you what I'm up to. Trying to be up to. So I appreciate you being here, and we're gonna try to make some gingerbread stuffies, I think. But I'm gonna do one and see how he turns out, because if you have watched me at all lately, like yesterday I was in live and I started my nativity scene, and I'm not pleased. It didn't work out how I thought it would at all. I just want to get this closer in because I can't see. But I did tree stuffies years ago and haven't really, because most of my things I'm always thinking, hello, Cheryl, thank you for coming on in. Oh, thank you. All right, so we are in, I think, the Crafty Bunch, maybe. Thank you for doing that, Cheryl. Are you the host today? For some reason, I thought it was Angie. I don't know. But I kind of a mess. I'm a mess. I went to put everything up and my camera holder like wouldn't stay up. I can't get it to attach. It just like fell off. It's all over the place. So on a whim, I stuck you right on the shelf above me, and wow, that worked. So hopefully it'll work out. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Nancy. Good morning. I forgot to, I was, kept, you know how that is. You're like, oh, and I need this and I need this. When you're making like craft supplies, sometimes it's like 5 million things from 5 different, million different places. But isn't this the cutest? I found this at a like thrift store or something, like really super cheap, like probably a quarter, but it's actually full of all the needles. A gift for you, Market Basket. This would be great for one of those junk journals, wouldn't it? It's like in perfect shape, but I'm going to use one of these needles actually to pin this little guy down. So I have an outline pattern I just got off of Pinterest. You could use a coloring book one. You could draw it freehand. I'm not a freehand drawer, so, and as you'll see, I will, it'll digress from here probably, especially if I have to freehand anything. My biggest fear and what I overthink in crafting is making eyes. So I want to make some gingerbread stuffies today. So that's my goal, is to make some gingerbread stuffies. And I made this little candy corn last week on our, or I think it was last week, on our candy corn one. This is a little stuffy, and did both sides. Isn't that the cutest? But at least a gingerbread, I only have to do one side. But I am going to have to figure out his face. So that's going to be my biggest dilemma, because I overthink faces. I know some of y'all are super creative and crafty and artsy, and I am not. I need to copy things. I need to have a pattern. I need to do things in an orderly fashion, and eyes are not one of them. So unfortunately, when I was a teenager, I did ceramics like in a class form within 4-H, and our ceramics teacher year after year would be just like, I went to school to draw, and she was an older lady. I went to school and paid lots of money to learn how to draw eyes. There's no way you could ever draw eyes. And that has stuck with me ever since. And I know it's like the time of YouTube, but I don't have time for that stuff. I don't have time to figure out how to draw eyes. So I try to avoid it at all costs. I'm just cutting around this on some burlap because I have tons of burlap, and I decided why not make some stuffies to sell at my craft show. So if you do craft shows and have ever sold stuffies, please comment below, like, what are your prices? Don't put a dollar sign, just tell me what you would pay for a stuffy. Like, this one's larger, so I would think it would be more expensive. And then I'm just trying to do this flat because Sometimes when you hold it in your hand, it gets all wonky when you cut it. So just trying to hold it down. Hi, Teddy and Andrea. Thank you so much for joining in today. We're in the Crafty Bunch. And I'm just keeping my scraps over here because I can actually use that for stuffing. I'm kind of a recycler sometimes. I'm a recycler slash hoarder. Do I have any fellow craft hoarders out there? I know it's an illness. Some lady this last weekend messaged me and said, "Oh, if I had all these craft supplies to do, if I had this to use." Oh shoot, did I cut off his legs? That's the question. Hopefully we got his legs. She was just like, I wouldn't have time to do anything else because crafting is all I do. And I'm like, and what's the problem with that? I was just like, is that a problem? Not to have anything else to do but craft? Seems like a good thing to me. There could be worse things we could be doing, right? Anyway, so I'm just cutting out this gingerbread out of burlap. Burlap is kind of burly, right? It smells. It has, I don't know what they make them out of. These in particular, they were made for putting feed in it. They were from the granary. They sold them, I don't know, several years ago. They were selling them for 10 cents a bag, and I picked up 200 bags. And I've used them for chair backs. I've used them for decorations in the middle of the table. I just fold them over and kind of make a look. I've made table runners with them. I have made placemats. I've done everything. Now we're making stuffies with that. So I'm just going to stick this pin back in here because that's a good pin. All right, here we go. We're going to get down to business. So here's my little cutout. I cut out 2. And we're going to stuff him and make him, I'm not going to put his eyes on, but I am going to put his little face on, or his cheeks. Maybe. See, I moved everything out of my way for the stuffing experiment here. And I moved him away. So I'm thinking I don't have to do both sides because one side, hi Teddy, hi Linda. Good to see you. I would normally like line up and do a bunch of them, but I want to do a prototype. So today is the prototype for our little gingerbread man stuffy. And I did think of something I need to do. I need to get some hot glue going. It drips, so I got to get that out. Let's see, get that put away. Lots of things here. Sorry, it's kind of like I'm a hot mess today. If you've been watching me, I've had quite a few like crafting fails. So this will be my 3rd if it fails. So maybe then I'll be done with my crafting fails. I think things often go in 3s. I don't know why, but they do. Do you guys think that? I don't know why, but I'm not seeing comments. So if you could comment on my post, that would be helpful so I can see. I did see that Cheryl did some sprinkling for me, but just go ahead, give me some hearts, do some, so I know you're out there. That does help me out. So I'm going to take a little sponge. I actually got this off of our board eraser, and I want this little guy. I don't want a lot. This is peony. Is our color peony? Do you call it peony or peony? I don't know. Water. I just want to get a little bit of water in the lid. Do you see how this lid has like some goodies still sitting there? Like this wouldn't be something, it's kind of dried up, but if you put water in it, it will come back. And right now we can just get this kind of in there. And I'm hoping to make some cheeks. Well, that wasn't as dark as I thought it was going to be, so I was all worried for nothing. I may have to be aggressive, I guess. I wanted to make his little cheeks. Usually for cheeks, like one of my most popular, this is some dry paste. I haven't used it for a while, probably since spring. Hi, Cheryl. Good to see you. Hello. We are over in the Crafty Bunch, and before me was Jennifer over at Rose House Designs, I think. I was trying to find her. I was having, oh, that's good. Look at that. Isn't that a good cheek there? I want some little rosy cheeks. I want these to look, I'm sort of making this up as I go. I want these to look kind of rustic, but his cheeks have to be, this will be the only painting, and I'll probably put some eyeballs on him, but I'm going to wait on the eyeballs because I want to do that after I see how his head's going to look. We're building a little man. We're building a little man here. We'll see. That one got a little lighter. Maybe this will help me. That one's not as, oh, there. Oh, that's better. I kind of like it. That one turned out like perfectly round. Doesn't have to be, I guess, but that one's so good. Isn't that one really good? Can you see that? All right. Got his cheeks. Used a little chalk paste. Got my little, so anyway, I did, what did I do? Oh, I was Friday night. I guess it's all been this weekend that I've had some fails. Friday night, I was trying to do some late night crafting and do an ornament, and I thought I started the little Airstream on fire while I was working. Go back and watch it. You can see me thinking, am I on fire? I could hear like things crackling outside. I don't know if it was the wind or what it was, but I kind of thought back, I was having some ticks maybe. It reminded me of like one time, one of the first times we took out our little camper, this one, we were camping, and we had a little fire. We had a short in like the electrical, and it was not good. All right, let's see. So first I'm going to go around this little guy. I think I'm going to stuff him. What do you think? From the head or the feet? I feel like Facebook is not my friend today. That's what I feel like. Oh, hello, Cheryl. Good. I was starting to wonder because I wasn't seeing any. Hi, Melissa. Good to see you. I wasn't seeing any comments, so I was worried. Oh, there it is. I bet this battery is out. Never fear. I have another battery. I'm just going to go right to it. Let's hope the backup works. Set that over there so I take it in the house and juice it up. I think it was a little chilly out here. I had the heat going. Don't tell my husband. I had the heat going all night one night, and I had a window open in here. So I was heating the outdoors. He'll have a conniption, but he'll leave every house light on in the whole entire house. He doesn't care about house lights, but he does care about heat going. It shouldn't be going. I don't know why. You know, you got to be consistent. I don't like it either, but once in a while it happens, right? So I got to figure out eyes for this little man, and I found some little rickrack for his arms, and I've got some buttons, some old buttons. You guys, these were dropped off on my doorstep. I think I kind of know where they came from because I have a friend that used to have like a what would you call it? She used to have a wedding dress shop, and she used to do all the fixing and stuff for it. Oh my goodness, look at that. It's got a little chain. How nice is that? So anyway, these showed up at my doorstep one day, so that was exciting. It's always exciting to get things like that. I'm going to pick out some buttons while we're kind of talking. Make him a little cutie pie, little pink one, a little blue one, a little white one. It's funny when you collect buttons, you just keep collecting, and isn't it bad? Like, buttons are a thing. Do you guys like buttons? I have a great big jar and a great big basket. I bought at a thrift store or at a thrift sale one year. These grape. Oh, that was quite the button here. This is, oh, I love that. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got like little pattern on it. It is pretty. We're not going to sew these buttons on in any shape or fashion, but I'm just going to, I like to use these old buttons on my projects. When I make gnomes, I was saying before, when I make gnomes and put little cheeks and stuff on my little gnomes and snowmen, I usually use blush, regular blush you use on your face. I just have an old pack, of it. You could get it from Dollar Tree or whatever. But I think this is going to work better for these particular ones because they're. Are you giving me any juice here? Hi, Yolanda. Good to see you. I think these are going to work a little better because it's going to be a little more permanent because it's paint instead of powder. But if you're looking for a more realistic, making little cheeks or whatever, blush on cheeks, especially for snowmen, I think this guy's got a short arm. A short arm. I do kind of wish I had, oops, some little, one of those. Cheryl, I probably need some advice for the glue, or I'll ask Tarina. Tarina always tells me too. She always uses some little glue. It would be much better than this to use. I probably should be using, but hot glue, this stuff sticks. This stuff is really strong, so I know that it's going to stay. It's just a matter of getting it to not look gloppy. Is that a word? Gloppy, gloopy, goppy. I don't know what the word is. But anyway, we're going to make his little arms. Oops, and I lost my button already. I see it. Let's see if I can grab it. That was a challenge. All right, put those off to the side so I don't stick it anymore. It does embed into fabric, that is for sure, the hot glue. All right. Put him a little matching arm here. I did kind of look up it made me think, what do gingerbread look like? If I didn't say it before, I am Dory with Prairie Scraps, and I love to craft. Kind of sounds like I'm an alcoholic, right? I love to craft. I have a little crafting area now. I used to just do it on the table. I have a little YouTube channel, and it's called Prairie Scraps as well on both Facebook and YouTube. So make sure you support all the people in this little craft, the Crafter's Choice today over in the Crafty Bunch. Make sure you follow everybody. We're just going to put a little rickrack. Isn't this the most precious little rickrack you've ever seen? Oops. Got that one too far out. And then stuck my finger into it. Nice. I like to put ribbons on and things first and then cut after. And if you really wanted like a super finished look, I guess you could wrap it around, but there's really no purpose. Isn't he getting cute? Getting cute. This thing keeps sticking on my finger. All right, here we go. A little more glue. I'm just trying to spread it out nice, and I'm sure there's a glue you could use that wouldn't be so big. Wouldn't be so big. Trying to use that little finger. These rubber fingers I got from Amazon. If you'd like a link, just let me know. Put fingers down below. If you'd like information about any of the products in this project, just put gingerbread. I am doing a collab with a friend of mine. She is in lemongrass. So we're doing gingerbread collab. So we have a craft project and some great gingerbread smelling things for your body. So let me know. Just put gingerbread down below and I will get you the information on that because we're doing a little collab together. All right. We want to put, I think, white in the middle. I love old buttons. Did I say that? They are just so precious to look at old buttons. Like they were just made better. It's even hard to find buttons. We needed different buttons for my daughters. She made a Western shirt. For 4-H this year. And we had gotten snaps, but then realized midstream that we needed buttons because she needed to do buttonholes for her project. And so we had to switch course, but we were stuck here. We're 90 miles away from any big stores or Walmart. This one's even like somebody cut it. Have you ever done that? Cut off old shirts, like the button And then there's the string. So that makes this little guy look like he actually has it sewn on. I love that. Easy. Kind of makes him exciting. Gives him some character. Okay, now I glued that down. Really good. What do you think? Should I hi Kenneth. Should I stuff it from the head or the toes? I'm thinking it's going to be better to go around and leave the head open. So that's what I'm going to do. This is not a fancy, but I do know that this is that Gorilla Glue, Gorilla hot glue gun stick, and this stuff is powerful. It is hot and it burns hot too. So be very careful. Be prepared to watch me lose my fingerprints. So I'm just going to match this up, and I went around everywhere except hit the top of his head. I'm just trying to get this lined up really good. Let's see how he comes to life. I don't want him glued down to my surface here either. You can, like, if you get, I have learned this, if you get a lot of little, like, glue stringies everywhere, you can just come back with either a hair dryer or the heat gun or whatever, and just, they'll come off really quick. They kind of melt up and disappear into thin air. Okay, so there's our little, isn't he cute? Kind of cute. He has no eyes, I'm aware. I'm not, I don't know. I did see somebody like do a little white thing across the top of his head. Do you think I should do his head? Put head if you think I should put a little white rickrack across his head. All right. We don't want to do this until it's pretty dry because we want it to stuff for real. Okay, so I saved all these little scraps from the burlap because it can work as stuffing too. It's not, it's not going to harm him. And I really like to do my pillows and stuffies, some of it, with bags. I like the sound of it. It's fun for kids. Not that this is a kid's toy, because if kids got the buttons off, that would not be safe. But come on, let's all be honest. We like things sounding. So I'm just turning that green part to the inside so it's not something you see. You know where that one came from, right? I'm just going to slip this inside and use this for stuffing. Now, it probably is not going to go out as, far into his legs. Like, it won't shape him nicely. So I might just kind of stick these little scraps in here. You can use, whatever fabric you want. These aren't, they're not made to be toys or anything. They're just made to sit in a bowl, like a bowl filler or trencher, or you could even set them up somewhere like on your mantle or whatever. I think that's what they're for. I wish I had counter space to put little decorations. I have my big mantle, so that's where most of my decorations end up. I did get some shelves. I just haven't gotten the rhythm of decorating them yet. I'm gonna grab just another little piece, an end here. I got some ends of, sometimes I save the edge because it's a finished edge. You can use it for all kinds of things. I'll just stick that in there to get his arms puffed out before I stick this little bag in here. And if you're not done, oops, that one, see, this like came apart right there. So I'm just going to glue that together. But once you get that bag in there, it's pretty difficult to get the hot glue in there without burning the bag. So we're going to just do this. This is why using hot glue with the burlap, you could sew these and turn them inside out, but this burlap, it really does unravel a lot. So it's not easy to, trying to get that shut without burning. It's my thumb that doesn't, it has a Band-Aid on it for a reason. So anyway, like I said, I was trying to do some burning gel on Friday night, and I thought I was on fire. And you can watch the video. I didn't really finish my ornaments at all because I was thinking I was on fire. So I had to go get my husband, and I kind of cut it off early. My friend said it was kind of funny. She could tell I was thinking about it. So anyway, go if you want to laugh. Friday night, that was my thing. And then yesterday was Color Day, National Color Day. And so I was wanting to do like a boho style nativity scene. And the boho part, I don't know. Maybe I'm not boho. I'm more maybe primitives and not super primitives. I'm more like farmhouse. This little guy is definitely not farmhouse, but I'm hoping he'll look okay just with eyes though, because I don't want to draw a mouth. I'm not good at it. A little bit I've gotten okay about doing carrot noses, but not entirely. So nothing to write home about, and it's definitely something I overthink about. So maybe someday I'll sit and watch some good videos. Up next is going to be Michelle with Create with Love, Libby Lou. I was trying to write that out, and it wasn't even turning out for me. Create with Love with Libby Lou. She's up next in the crafting bunch, so be sure to tune in to her. If you didn't get a chance to see Jennifer with Rose House Designs, she was on yesterday right before me too, so we seem to be on a path together here. But she had some great all these little decorations inside a cage. All right, I think he's looking pretty good, but the other side of the neck came open in that little endeavor, so I'm gonna try to squeeze that together again. Also, I do not generally have the patience for doing, I'm going to set this down and be good about it and use the scissors. I don't always have the patience for waiting for regular glue to dry. Are any of you like that? Do you have patience? I'm an impatient crafter. I'm a messy crafter. You know, I'm all the things. And I love crafting. This is kind of my therapy. So thanks for joining me for my therapy today. It's not costing me anything, really, because I'm using old buttons and old rickrack. If I ever see rickrack and binding bias tape, any of that stuff at thrift sales or at the thrift stores, I buy it right away. I snatch it up. That stuff is expensive in the store. You don't want to buy it in the store. Okay. We want some sticking out into his head too. So we're going to have to loosen that up a little. Maybe I'm going to put a little bit of cotton in there. I do have cotton if I need it. And sometimes, you know, these stuffies kind of look cute if you have a little bit of cotton sticking out. So it's all good. Especially if you're making rustic, it's more rustic that way. We used to call it country, right? Just going to glue the top of his head together. You guys tell me, should I put, thank you, Yolanda. Tell me if I should put some rickrack across his forehead, if you think the rickrack's going to look good there or not. Definitely, I think the rickrack makes him look more like a gingerbread man. I don't know. This was something I was coming up with. All the ones I saw, they were like turning them inside out and doing all kinds of coffee stains. Could do some coffee stains if you wanted. You could even paint these like a dark brown. My favorite bark would work. All right. Got some little glue coming out here. It's not wet now. It's just sticking in his neck. And then burlap, because it does continue to fray, you want to just make sure you have everything closed up and sticking in that glue for sure. It's still tacky. Isn't he cute? I think he's turning out pretty cute. What do you guys think? There. He's got kind of a flat top head. That's okay. The idea is that if I can get these to look really cute, that they're sellable, right? So I can sell them. I signed up for my first fall craft show. We only have so many here in the woods. All right, I got it on the top of my button instead of under it. And that's not good. I'm trying to wipe it off. Don't glue the scissors. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not boho. It was looking too thick. It looked like when I got done, it's not horrible, but it looks to me, this is just the boho part of it. I tried to put texture. I put baking soda into my paste. And to me, it looks like my 2-year-old granddaughter painted it. So I might be going just back. I kind of had some second thoughts about the boho look. So we might just go back and reevaluate this project. Okay, so I was thinking, not only does he need eyes, I have a couple different things. I have, number one, I could use a black magic marker. I also have some very tiny black beads. I don't know if I need to, oops, those are nails. I have all these little pockets full of things. And I know that beads are kept in the outside pockets. There they go. What do you think? Black beads or marker? A Sharpie marker? Just a dot is all I'm thinking. And he might need a jingle bell, in my opinion. It's all the little extra things that really help complete these, right? Oh my gosh. These are glass e-beads. Oh, I don't think I've even opened it. My goodness. How does this lift? I got these one time. There's 40 of them in here. I had a project I was going to use these for. I bought them. And lo and behold, clearly I've never done it. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Bronia. Well, that's nice. It's got a little closable top on it. That's a good thing for me. I could run a little piece of thread through and kind of stick it down. Ooh, tiny. They're not too bad, actually. They're not as bad as I thought they would be. So these little things, they're teeny tiny. Glass e-beads, they're called. And it says 40 gram, 6. I don't know what that means. A 6. Oops. Don't lose them. They're teeny tiny. I'm sure I meant for eyes. Maybe I should use the beads for eyes. Hi, Linda. Good to see you. Maybe I should use, got a little black thread. And remember, I did have, wherever my little guy went, I did have a needle. I have a whole bunch of needles, right? And really, I know how to do a needle, just whether I can get it to thread or not. This is where the big is going to pay off. And I could run the thread. I always double my thread, even on buttons on shirts and things. I always try to double it. This little thing is making my fingers sweat. Take that off for now. I don't know if we need this anymore. Just don't want it to drip. All right, here we go. So I'm putting it in double. I feel very old because I know I have to go look through a certain portion of it has one of those needle threaders too, but do you think I know how to do that? Nope. Oh, I kind of do. Maybe I take that back. Okay. So I think the first thing is to figure out, where do the eyeballs go? And I was thinking, because it is kind of like a little cushy thing, it might be getting off my excess hot glue. Definitely the shoulders are a point of contention. I think in closer, kind of on the edge of the cheeks. Hi, Mary Lou and Pat. Thank you so much for popping in here, and make sure you say hello. We're making some gingerbread men stuffies. Man, I'm trying one. Okay, I got that through. Now I don't want it to, I want to keep running it through. So I don't want to, let's see. It's okay to have them look a little rough around the edges, but I doubled that in half, and now I'm just going to use that end. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to use that round end to just knot it up, and hopefully we caught the burlap. There. What do you think? I think he's kind of cute. Then I don't have to draw anything. And I'm going to run that through again. Let's see where we put it through. Want to make sure he sticks, because there's a possibility the weave is so big. Don't pull the string through. The weave is so large on the burlap that I think it could possibly sink through, and we don't want that to happen. Not after getting the thread on there. And like I said, you could totally sew this whole thing if you wanted to, but I think for a little, you could also put a little cinnamon stick or something in it too, and make it smell. That would be cute. All right, I'm going to just keep the same string, I think, for the other eyeball. But I am going to go underneath for it, so I don't have like a line going across his back, just a little one. Hello, Mary Lou. All right, and we're going to come up. Who knew putting eyeballs on? You tell me. Maybe, like everyone could be a little bit different as little eyeballs. Maybe it should be a little closer. I don't know. There's no right or wrong, right? It's crafting. All right, let me show you that. What do you think? I think he's kind of cute. He's got his little buttons. I maybe should tack down, because it does give it a little bit of a oomph I'm going to put another string through just in case. These are definitely not children's toys, because the beads, well, of course, these little beads will go right through your system if you swallow them, and you won't choke on them, I guess. Even the buttons. There was like a whole story about, I think it was in Grandma's Attic, it's called, and it's talked about Grandma's button box, and I'm just going to run a little, and I did kind of move a little bit on the back, and that's okay. I'm going to run a little through the burlap a little bit to make my knot, because I want it to stick. But we are here in the Crafty Bunch. Like I said, if you're interested in my gingerbread collab with a friend of mine, we've got crafting, we've got lemongrass together in a, oops, I got a big messy knot. What did I do? That wasn't good. And it doesn't even make a knot. It didn't, kind of made like a, I don't know what's going on. I've got a loop. I made a loop. Basically, I made a mess. Imagine that. All right, we're going to try to knot it again, because I want a real knot here. And then I'm going to try to pull that knot through, so it goes on the inside and it's not something you see. I just wrap around my needle a couple times. Pull it tight. Keep it tight. Pull it through. Maybe. Whoops. And I got the needle off this time. Ugh. Like I said, maybe this isn't... This is my third one, my third craft that's not going wonderful. It's my third one in a row. Maybe this is not meant to be too. I don't know. I'm going to cut that off, make it easier to thread the needle again, and then pull it to the inside. I always try to get them as much as I can. Unless you pull them to the front and just make a knot around his eyes. I could do that too. And just make it look like they're knotted on there. But if I did that, I would do it with like a bigger piece of string. All right. I feel like I'm doing surgery. There's really nothing like trying to thread a needle live. It tests your variability for patience. And maybe the burlap's not the right choice, or maybe I need, I'm always up for ideas. So if you have other ideas about this, because I'd like to have like a basket full of bowl fillers for sale at my craft fairs. And I did those candy corns and they are so adorable that I wanted to do something for Christmas as well. And I can't seem to thread a needle. Okay, got it. Success. Okay, we're going to try to, I just go under the inside and pull it through. And then hopefully we can, maybe not. We're just going to have a big knot in the back, because if I cut that, it's going to be a mess. I don't know. That's not good. That's not what I planned. All right, I'm just going to cut this over here so then you don't even see it. But I do have kind of a knot there. So he looks like he has an eyeball in the back of his head. All right, what do you think? He needs a scarf, right? He needs a scarf. That would make him look totally acceptable without a mouth. All right, I'm thinking, do you think red or green? I think either one would look good, huh? This is just a strip of fabric here. The end of some project, probably not even mine. Probably my grandma's. I inherited a bunch of little scraps. Hello from Virginia, Susan Wells. Thank you for joining in. Ooh, that piece got small. It'll be okay. I wasn't expecting that narrow. It just, when you rip oh, that one got too narrow. When you rip fabric, it usually goes on a straight line, but if it was cut crooked in the first place, then you run out. Okay, let's try a little wider this time. Glad you're here. My name is Dory. I'm with Prairie Scraps, and I'm actually on YouTube and Facebook. I kind of started by, doing Pinterest little things all the time on. He's got more expensive of a, because burlap is so cheap. His little scarf is going to be more expensive than his body. That was my thought of the day. If you're looking at fabrics. All right. What do you think? I'm getting there. We're getting there. I was thinking a little jingle bell. I do like to do jingle bells. That was a trick, like any little buttons or jingle bells. Ooh, he's still shedding here. You can put on to things. It just gives it a little extra. And it was something that I was like missing in my craft projects for the longest time, because I just didn't realize. Didn't realize how much just a little scarf, a little button. Isn't he cute? I think he's kind of cute. What do you guys think? My little snowman here, or my little snowman. I could do snowman heads. I did see that, but I was like, there's something about the snowman head. All right. Jingle bell. I have all sizes of jingle bells. All sizes. And honestly, either the craft stores or Dollar Tree even, I get theirs. They have like little red ones. They have like a multi-pack that's gold, red, and everything. They're pretty small. They're kind of cheap sometimes. I like to put those on. We'll see what we can find. Ooh, you know what? Nope, I have green. I usually keep kind of like a thing of, not jute. I try to keep like some ribbon, some thin ribbon. I just had out. Oh, there it is. I have a little silver ribbon. There it is. These little teeny tiny ribbon I try to get. And like this one, it was 59 cents at a thrift store. So but this works for putting the jingle bells on because I can get it through usually the jingle bell. And then I just tie it on with a little something something. And so that's all I do. And I want to leave myself enough to actually be able to tie it because my fingers are fat and I can't feel very much in my fingers, especially right now. So I was challenged and asked if I would consider trying to learn the double bass, the great big standing cello for our local orchestra. So I just got it last night. If you're friends with me, my name is Dory Jo Stowell. So friend me. I would love to be friends. You can follow my bass. I'm teaching myself bass. I have a bachelor's in music. I had to take general strings 25 years ago in college, and I did just the regular cello and violin and viola, but they did not do double bass. I don't know why. It was kind of a weird. It would have been fun. And with the lack of double bass players all around the nation, there's always a need for them. It's surprising they didn't teach us because that would be a great service, I think, to the communities is to put out more. All right, let's get this little knot cut off. I like to cut ribbons at an angle if I can. All right, we got his little something something there. What do you think? Yes? No? Should he have a little piece on his head? Should I put a little rick-rack across his head? I'm kind of thinking so. Makes him look a little better. You could also like pin a little jingle bell on there. You could just use like a safety pin or a rusted safety pin if you like to make rusted. But that is it for today. We made our little gingerbread man stuffy. It took me 45 minutes. Maybe not the most productive thing, but once you get going on these things in a production line, it'll be totally fine. But thank you so much for joining in. Hey, Chloe, hope college is going well for you. Good to see pictures. And go over in the Crafty Bunch. Make sure that you watch the rest of the great crafters and tell me what you think about my gingerbread man. We will see you soon and have a very blessed evening and keep on crafting.